What the fuck is crazy? Tricky. Very tricky. Yeah. What's this? Touchy fuck. Mm. Mm. Darling. Okay. 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 Mm. Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Hmm. I'm trying to tell. Listen, I think there's an accident in the town somewhere. I don't know where it is though. It's because we kind of close this, I can't really do it. I was under the street it was on, but I think it's gonna be fucked up before he knocks the building down. It looks like, it looks like another plane or something. Oh God, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's some sort of fire. It's something, it's not, no. It's just because it's children. I'm not calling the police because I'm gonna be, oh my God. I don't know what I'm asking. Just like something coming from their daughter. Yeah. No. Hey, you know what? So, everything is cold out. Everything is right. All over the sun. For the baby is cold. Oh,
Blog Talk Radio.
It's time to go live on Spaced Out Weekend. Back in the haunted cabin of Spaced Out Studios is your host, James Tyson. You can tweet James at James Tyson SOR, Facebook him at Spaced Out Radio Show, or call him live at 1-607-203-5344. Now back in his crickety captain's chair, here's Spaced Out Weekend host, James Tyson.
Thank you, Dave, and to everybody else out there, welcome back to another weekend of adventure here from the paranormal portals of the lower left Canadian coast. Broadcasting from Studio 6, my little log cabin on the 13th floor of the Spaced Out Radio Network. And tonight, we have a wonderful guest. He's an author. He's written a very, very interesting book. Now, one of the things about the book that we're going to be talking about is the Mojave Incident is his book. If you go on to his website at ronfelber.com, look at his reviews on this book. You know, one of them is the most frightening UFO book ever written. And this story needs to be heard by the masses. It's that important. And also the most terrifying and enlightening UFO story ever told. A graduate from Georgetown University, earned his master's degree in English from La Jolla University, Chicago, and a doctorate from Drew University. And like Jack Madsen, the protagonist of A Man of Indeterminate Value, The Kafka Society, and Dark Angel, Ron has worked as deputy sheriff, transporting federal criminals, and has fought Golden Gloves, and also holds a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. So he's on my side when we're breaking out into teams. He began his writing career with articles based on his own experiences for True Detective magazine, and went on to write 3 books in the classic Nick Carter series. In addition to writing the Jack Madsen trilogy and the Mojave Incident, Ron is the author of Il Duce, The Double Life of a Mafia Doctor, the basis for the Fox television series The Mob Doctor. His other books include The Privacy War, One Congressman, J. Edgar Hoover and the Fight for the Fourth Amendment, Presidential Lessons in Leadership, and The Hunt for Kusan, Drug Lord of the Golden Triangle. Ron resides in New Jersey with his wife and 3 children, and is president and CEO of a major manufacturing company. Now, some of the important issues, such as the intellectual property and technology theft that play a role in A Man of Indeterminate Value, are based on Ron's own business experiences. So, here he is with us on Spaced Out Weekend. Hello, Ron. How are you this evening?
I'm just great. Good to talk to you, Jim.
Good to talk to you. It's I'm quite intrigued with your writing. You've got your number of books that you have written, and the Mojave Incident is the one of the book I really wanted to touch base with you on in your case. What directed you to writing that? Where did you pick up that first little crumb of interest? And
Actually, have been a businessman for a long time. I ran a corporation, an industrial chemical company, and we had about 170 salespeople in North America. So one of them was a fellow on the West Coast who lived in La Mirada in that area, and he had played football for the University of Redlands. And so we became a salesman, we became buddies, and we'd have dinner occasionally when I was out on the West Coast or he was here on the East Coast. And he knew I was a writer. I had published a number of books at that point already. And he had a friend, he told me, who he played football with, who was an all-state football player, his best friend. And his best friend had had an alien abduction experience. He wanted to know if I was interested in writing about it, but he also mentioned this person and his wife, this would be Tom and Louise Gifford, the two protagonists of the story, did not want to talk about it, but he felt, well, maybe if he put us together, there'd be a chemistry, and we could, we should make this book happen.
So you actually bumped into somebody who knew someone who was who reported an alien abduction. That's an interesting conversation to just have over a coffee coming up. Yeah. Like, by the way, friends of mine were.
No, I have to say it wasn't that way because we were good friends. This mutual friend, we were good friends, and this was his best friend. So really, it was a much more serious conversation than that. He knew I was a writer and was looking for stories, but he said, I've got the greatest story you can imagine. But this fellow is and his wife are so disturbed by what happened to them that basically they've sort of hidden it inside themselves. And these days they're so upset that they're like POWs. They have this, they're sexually dysfunctional. They can't sleep at night. So it really has jarred them to the core. And so it was a serious conversation. And he said, I think it would be good for them to meet you and tell their story, and I think it would be good for you to hear the story. So it was more like that.
Yeah, they're suffering from post-traumatic stress. Yeah,
no question about it.
Now, how long ago did this happen?
This happened to them in late October of '89 and November of '89, and when I actually started to bring them to Dr. Bernard Vitone at the Georgetown National Center of Psychiatry, and to see the Mountain Psychiatric Center of Psychiatry in Asheville, North Carolina, where they were studied by William Annixter, Dr. William Annixter. That would have brought us into the early 90s.
Okay. So
a lot of research.
A lot of research went into it. Holy smoke. Now, were they, not to give your entire book away, but were they, did they believe that they were the only ones? Now, that's one of the things that happens to abductees. They think that, I've heard of other abductees, but this could never have happened to them. It probably only happened to us. And then they kind of will turn into themselves and not go out and get really, they don't like hanging around other people. They become very introverted. Did that kind of happen to them too?
Well, I think it is what happened to them. But I'll also tell you this: I don't think there's another story like this. I mean, this is very detailed. It's very specific. It's two individuals, a husband and wife. These are both college graduates. The husband, career oriented, upwardly mobile, and was a project manager for a major construction firm. They had a couple kids.